Hey Anna, this is Grant with Blu Digital Solutions. Just wanted to make a quick video for you and give you some tips and some things that you can do to help build your web presence in your area to bring more traffic to your company and hopefully boost and grow your company. First, just from doing some of the research that I've already done prior to making this video, the three tips that I'm going to give you have to do with content, backlinks, and citations. Just from kind of the overall look, those are the three big things that I would focus on if I owned a company there in this area and was in the situation that you're in, just from what I can see with all the tools that I'm using. So starting out with content. Content is going to be everything that you see that I'm able to highlight here. So that's all content. To give you an idea why content is important is Google crawls each and every one of these pages, and then that's how they determine who they're going to rank, at the top to bottom. So the more content, the better. They want to know that you are the local expert in that area for whatever niche that it is that you're in. So in this case, roofing. The more content that we can put on here, the more Google's going to trust us, and the more Google's it's going to prove to Google that we or you are the local expert in that area, and they're going to boost your rankings because of it. Obviously, you want to tie in some of the keywords that you want to rank for. There's certain keywords throughout that area that I'll show you here shortly that you're going to want to rank for, but you're going to want to tie those into your content. One of the other things that I noticed here is if you look at your pictures and just save image as, it'll show you what these images are saved as. So you see here, that's slide 1 through 3. You want to save all of your pictures as your keywords that you're wanting to target, because Google doesn't see these pictures. They see the back behind the pictures. They see what it's saved as. And once again, we want them to know exactly what keywords we're after, so that's why we would save it that way. And I'll show you how also, content, they all tie in together. The backlinks, the citations, and everything, they all tie in together, and that's going to help boost that ranking overall for you. But that's one of the big things that I would focus on first, is trying to get 1,000 to 1,500 words on your front page. I'm going to go ahead and show you your competitor's site, and the way that I chose this company as your competitor is just by putting in one of the highest search keywords in your area, which is roofing, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and going down here to the organic rankings and finding who ranks the highest. So in this case, it is that company, so that's why we're using them and comparing you against them. So we look at their site, and we go down and we see all the content they have. They don't have a whole lot of content, but they have more than you, and they actually have some keywords inside that content that's actually making them rank up there. So like I said, content, it's one of the big things for SEO, so one big thing to focus on. Number two, something else to focus on is going to be backlinks, and I'll explain how those work. It shows here, these are just the metrics of your site, as you can see. You're ranked 14 million and some change in the Ahrefs ranking system, which is just a third-party tool that I use in order to be able to see kind of the back ends of some websites to see what I need to do in order to outrank some of these competitors. So as you see here, the domain rate or rating, the higher the number, the more powerful your site is. So you're at a 12 right here. You have 65 referring domains with 187 backlinks, which you guys are actually doing really well with that. So with very little effort, I think you guys could probably take over the competition. I'll show you why. But we look at your organic keywords. You're actually ranking for a lot of keywords, which is great. But now when we go and dissect these keywords, we see that a lot of these are obviously for your name, and a bunch of other stuff that isn't specific to roofing in Hattiesburg or any other area that you're in for that matter. I mean, you do have some good ones here like roofing Louisiana and stuff like that, and you're on the bottom of page 1 for it, and you're only bringing 2.3 customers out of these 90 to your page. So there's a lot of keywords that we could target that have a lot higher search volume, and if we could get you in the number one spot up there organically, it would start bringing a lot of organic traffic over to your site, hopefully landing in more deals. And now to compare you to your competitors here, you see they're number 117. You're actually doing way better than them. They hardly have anything on their site, hardly any referring domains, any backlinks. They have no power, but the reason that they're ranking up there at the top, like I showed you here, is because of their content. They have those keywords intertwined in their content, and it's telling Google, look, this is what we want to rank for. Nobody else is going after it, and so that's why they're up there right now. With some very small, minor fixes to your website, I have no doubt that you could blow this company out of the water. You see here, Roofers Hattiesburg MS. It's one of the top ones. There's 80 people searching for it every single month, and they're in the middle of page 1, and they're only bringing 6 people to their site. So can you imagine if you were up at page 1, how many of those people you could bring to your site? And there's a handful of other keywords that you could go after as well. You see all these right here? And there's even more. I could go down here and I could find even more that we could rank for right there in the Hattiesburg area that could pull a lot of traffic to your site. Give you an idea too, you never really want to stop adding backlinks to your website. Just that way, any other competitor out there, it'll make it really tough for them to catch you and outrank you once you get to the top if you slowly start adding backlinks. And the best way to do that is to go to these referring domains right here and find out where your competitors' backlinks are, because that's telling me with just these 5 backlinks right here, it's telling me once again that Google is willing to rank them at the top with just these 5 backlinks. So I want to make sure if you don't already have these backlinks, I want to go through every single one of these and try to take, or copy, I guess you would say, what they've done. So I'm going to go to this site and I'm going to go reach out to some of these web managers and I'm going to try to get your site added to these sites. And then we keep adding them every single month. That way nobody will ever be able to touch you when it comes to ranking at the top of Google. So that's backlinks. The next thing I want to cover is citations. And so citations have everything to do with this area right here, the map pack, the Google My Business, or GMB. And the way you get in there is obviously you have to create a GMB, which I looked and I'd seen that you guys don't have one for your company. And that is one of the, out of the 3 tips I'm giving you, if there's one that I would do first, it would definitely be to create a GMB. Probably 70% of the traffic of people searching these keywords, 70% of people click one of these 3 companies right here. And the other 30 keep scrolling and they go look for a business that is down here in the organic section. So in this case, it would be him. But if we can get you up here in the number 1 spot here and the number 1 spot here, you're going to get phone calls for anybody that's needing a roof in your area. It's going to be simple as that. They're going to call you because we're going to make sure you have the most reviews and the best reviews. That way you're going to get a phone call. But the way you get ranked up here is you create a GMB and you fully optimize it. And by what I mean by that is just making sure everything is filled out. You need to make sure everything is filled out. You need to make sure you add lots of pictures and save them the way I told you. And once it gets up there, once you get it published, the next thing would be to do is to add citations. Citations are nothing more than your name, your address, and your phone number listed throughout different directories throughout the internet. And when you do list these, you need to make sure that name, address, and phone number are listed exactly as Google has it. So in this case here, you see E.Cornell. So if this gentleman here were to list this as a citation and leave that dot out right here, it's irrelevant to Google, and Google's not even going to see it. So the more citations you have, the more it's going to push that to the top, along with your organic ranking. If you're ranked towards the top here, that's going to help power this GMB up to the top as well. And so I'll show you why this person right here, because there's GMB isn't optimized hardly at all. They would be a very easy competitor to knock out of that spot. And I'll show you why. The only reason they rank there is because we look at this right here, and this is whitespark.ca. It's something we can just check our competitors' citations with. So this is all the roofing companies right there in that area. And we see why eCornell is ranking number 1. It's because they have the most citations for the most part. This company has a little bit more, but I'm sure I haven't looked at it, but I'm sure that there's stuff that they didn't do on their GMB, and that's why they're down there. But this company has the most. And so what we would do is we'd go in here, because once again, they're ranked number 1 with those 28 citations. So that tells me that Google is willing to rank them with these 28 citations. So obviously, success leaves clues, and I'm going to go after it. So we're going to go in here, we're going to find all the different directories that they're currently in, and we're going to target each and every one of these and get your business listed in each and every one of these. And we're not going to stop there. We obviously want to outdo every company here. There's 350 different directories, so we would continue to add you to all these different directories. That way you're untouchable and nobody can knock you out of that 1 spot that number 1 spot once you get there. Overall, those are the 3 tips that I wanted to give you that I've seen just from a broad overview of your web presence and your website there. And that was, once again, that was content, backlinks, and citations. If you'd like to have another talk after this, I would love to sit down and talk with you and explain a little bit more in detail on what we could possibly do for your business. If not, I definitely recommend you take those 3 tips and run with them and start trying to do some of that stuff on your own so you can start bringing in more traffic. Other than that, my name was Grant, and I'm with Blu Digital Solutions, and you can reach me at 706-233-3557. Once again, 706-233-3557. Thank you.